And conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in the world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of King.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Bunning out the Ku Klux Klan and Wizard Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens, these minions. Help kill your prophets, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, not a smother sellout. Sets links in K2 Kush days, keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimpin' directors of music videos. Gaylords and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces, boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand sheiks need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack fest wearing sash, nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, Negro, what's that, nigga?
It's time to choose a side. You're either positive or you negative. You're either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No intention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player. No question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors are not on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine is getting shoved down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. Because if it do turn you off, then you're a stupid, ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't judge like a cover of your favorite book. Visit you in your dreams, hand with the hook. Paralysis overtook, so shook. Stop, look, listen with precision. MC on a mission, vision. Past senses and endless. Cipher with active Moors, beat you with facts senseless. Have your mind defenseless when the truth enters. Eyes glow, reminds me of Omar Bay, Algonquin embers. Tap your pioneer out what some man remembers. All the lies told to your mind dismembered. Circle broken into quadrants, see the 7 in the center. Compass G between the square. Baphomet of Templars, Warlock. Call on my witch mothers to maim them. The same wise spirits burned at stakes in Salem. Torture with vagina pair, survive, bobbing for apples. Contort thumb, slide wrist out, tight shackles.
I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense with
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th day. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes it a little of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm rock bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense with
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th day. case. Son of Mary, they ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil of a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. Or keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm rock bass, mix it with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, rapping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. And over door, I lay in plain sight. But people still can't see it, so the snake's still showing up. Stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death grip of slavery. Looking for life, the book of Genesis. Astro plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finishing, Morris or more.
Key man or oracle, using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical, lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic, fact slap a dirty moon or a Drew Ali critic, calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved, or cut like a close shave, drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves, activating Kundalini, Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini, Selassie I in exile, reptile in Genesis, niggas appearing real, all I see is false evidence, yeah, are feminists, stomped on by elephants, won't like no prejudice, but want Moorish benefits, when you feel the pole magnetic resonance, apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent, great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness, no pestilence, ace all the testaments, tap into remembrance, never to forget again, use energy right, now put spell effects on men, wandering the earth plane with no they live shades, keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades, it's been decades since Christian crusades, not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets, holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday, war ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense and Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
It's a lot, Mars. Peace and love. We had to do it because we just had to do it.
The word nigger is N-I-G-E-R. Not the correct spelling of the word nigger is N-I-G-E-R. Not two G's, one G-E-R. Yes, N-I-G-E-R is the original spelling of the word nigger. They put two G's on it. They put two G's on it to degrade the one G. Oh man. Okay, they put two G's to degrade the one. What they're calling us is a degradation, but the word itself is not a degradation. In fact.
So, if what they're calling us is a degradation, why would we keep using the degrading word if we know that the origin of the word means? Why would we keep using the stuff that they made up and then trying to justify it as if that's the correct position or mindset to have? Now, put it out there just so you know. I love myself some hip-hop music or whatever. I'm not no KRS-One fan and all that. He's not even my top 20. I had 20 people that I got before KRS-One on my list. So don't think that the icons of the whoever, of the whatever, entertainment, genre, sports, or whatever like that could pop up and try to tell me something. Right? Right? I don't have no respect for Deion Sanders. Zero. Because I know what he is. I know what he did to his children and all that stuff. Right? I have background info. So F Deion Sanders. So when his son's playing football now and they keep talking about, yeah, the son of Deion Sanders, as if Deion Sanders gave birth to his son or whatever, F all those people too. Because they know what the hell went down. They know that he was a abuser of his wife and all that. We're not even going there. So KRS-One, give thanks for self-destruction and all that stuff, and, you know, Black Cop and all that stuff. Give thanks. You know, love's gonna get you and all that stuff. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate it. But, you know what I mean? Since Drew's crew, we're QB for life, right? Because QB is Mobb Deep and all that stuff, and that's where we're at. And on top of that, we got the only reason he gets any honors is because he did that album with Buckshot, who we think, you know, Boot Camp is the best ever. So, you know, you get a little honors, but don't think because you're KRS that you could start talking some BS or whatever, and we're going with the BS that you're talking about, because we know that KRS-One knows Amor specifically. He knows Sabir Bey very well. He knows Sabir Bey very, 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 very well. They know each other very extremely well. And for this guy to know Sabir Bey, who's Amor, and then the Moors teach that we're not Negro, black, and colored, and them trying to justify some nigger stuff or whatever like that, we don't play those ones. That's some BS. Letting you know right now, anybody who's listening on here, that the nigger, and they put a G in there, and that's our word, so we need to say that or whatever. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because as soon as you classify yourself as nigger, you put yourself right back into the stuff that Noble Drew Ali told you that you're not. When you go to etymology of the word nigger, right? Remember, this is not people's opinion now. This is in the books, right? This is what it is. I don't care what people want to make up and try to convince you what it is. We're letting you know what it is, because all these people out here talking about their Chris's and Parkers and all that stuff, that's a European name. No, we ain't listening to them people. We listen to Moors. Moors is who we listen to. That's who we look to for inspiration with regard to our mental fortitude. We don't listen to the black guys. Period. And when black guys start talking crazy, Moors should be saying something. But you know, Moors don't want to say nothing because that's their number one rapper guy and he's a conscious guy and he brought me into consciousness. Stop the BS. The time's over for the BS. Over for the BS. When you go to the etymology of nigger, go back to 1786. Earlier, neger, N-E-G-E-R, 1568. From negar, from negur, from French negre, from Spanish negro. So when you say nigger, you're saying you're a Negro. I thought you guys are not supposed to be saying Negro and stuff like that. I thought that was derogatory and you're not Negroes and I am not your Negro and all that type of stuff. But then you're going to say, oh yeah, we're niggers and all that. Stop the BS. Right? From the earliest usage, it was the term that carries with it all the obloquy and contempt and rejection which whites have inflicted on blacks. Ain't no such thing as whites. So that's this how BS nigger is. Because if you bring up nigger, now you have to bring up all the different caste tags. So you can't say nigger is our stuff or whatever and then think you got somewhere. Because you're still going to have to talk about black, you're still going to have to talk about white, which both of those things are statuses, just like nigger is a status. And they're not telling you BS about the origin of white. They're not telling you the BS of origin of black means pale. How come he didn't go there? He knows Moors that know this info. Probably put him onto this info. How come they stopped at nigger? Why are they just stopping there? But this is the problem when you have entertainer people being your leaders. Noble Drew Ali came in the 1920s. We give him honors. Not giving honors to no entertainment guy. Even though people are going to put Moorish flag in their video and fezzes in their video and all that stuff. You know, good looking out, but you're not our scholars or whatever like that. We ride with Moorish leaders. You know, entertainer, rapper, basketball guy is our leader. Just like no Negro, black, colored, African, we came from somewhere else is our leader. But as black African inferiority was at one time a near universal assumption in English-speaking lands, the word in some cases could be used without deliberate insult. More sympathetic writers seem to have used black. Oh, so when you say black, you're saying nigger. When you say Negro, you're saying nigger. When you say nigger, you're saying black and Negro. That's not who you are. That's not who your ancient foremothers and forefathers were. And people know this. People know this to the point. Matter of fact, let's take it from somebody who's an entertainer guy. Let's listen to what the entertainer guy has to say about nigger and how he deals with the word nigger. Let's just hear this.
Voice said to me, he said, look around, what do you see? And I said, I see all colors of people doing everything, you know. And the voice said, do you see any niggas? I said, no. I said, you know why? Because there aren't any. And it hit me like a shot, man. I started crying. I was sitting there, I said, yeah, I've been here 3 weeks. I haven't even said it. I haven't even thought it. And it made me say, oh my God, I've been wrong. I said, I ain't gonna never call another black man nigger. You know, because we never was no niggas. That's a word that's used to describe our own wretchedness. And we perpetuate it now because it's dead. We come from the first people on the earth, right? We're the first one to say, where am I? And how do you get to Detroit?
So if Richard Pryor is going to come out and tell these people, hold on a second, I've been wrong. I'm never going to call another black man nigger. And these people still calling our people nigger? From some perspective of it's our right to do that? That's some BS. And Noble Drew Ali told our people, it's your own that's going to put you right back in slavery. Because you think your own has your best interest because they're having some conversation with you or whatever. Right? They're not about liberating you. So there's a place out here called the Opera House. You have concerts and all that stuff. This is probably 2013, 14, somewhere around there. Right? We hear KRS-One's coming to town. All right, it should be a good concert or whatever. You know what I mean? This is the teacher and all this. Right? These are the people who went to the concert. My mindset is, oh, the teacher knows Sabir Bey. Oh shit, this is good. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna go meet the teacher because he knows more. So this should be great. Whoever had the backstage link or whatever, you know what I mean? We go to the backstage. In the backstage chilling. It's KRS getting ready for a show or whatever like that. Peace, yo, you know what I mean? What's good? Da da da. You know what I mean? The reason I came to your show because I know your boy, Sabir Bey. You know? Told me to tell you what's up. His comment to me, where's Sabir at? Where's Sabir at? The hell you asking me why where's Sabir at? What do you mean where's Sabir at? Well, he should be here and tell me that himself or whatever. Well, okay, we'll put that aside. You know what? I just brought these books here for you, you know what I mean? Because you're the teacher and all that stuff, and we're Moors, and you know Sabir Bey, so I'm an author. I just wanted to give you my book. Nah, well, I got to go on stage right now. I don't got any time for that and all that stuff. But you're the teacher, though. How are you the teacher and then you don't have time to Like, this is interesting, because this is supposed to be hip hop guy, and prior to this, he wasn't a fan. I only went to the thing on the strength that the dude had the backstage pass, and I knew Sabir knew him. So I'm gonna go to him on the vibe of, hey, I know Sabir. This is gonna be, he's definitely gonna build with. Nah, he don't wanna build no more. What he do? Said he don't want my book or whatever like that. He doesn't have any room to hold my book. Big, this is backstage. He could take the book, put it down anywhere. He doesn't have no room to hold the book and whatever like that. Matter of fact, he had this big jacket with these big ass pockets on it that were empty. He said he doesn't have room to, so that's how I knew, okay, this guy's placating. After that now, we were like, okay, well, I guess show's gonna start, because, we were the last conversation he had before he went on the stage. He goes on the stage, and then we're in the crowd, and all we're seeing is Europeans in here. Like, hold on a second. This guy really dissed the Moors. This guy dissed the build with the Moors to come out here to perform for some Europeans? As if they're somebody? Like, this guy's definitely not going to get on the top 20 list now, for sure. There ain't nothing anybody could say to justify the BS.
The original niggas are teachers and prophets. The original niggas. N-I-G-E-R. Matter of fact, because I want to...
Wow, come on with it, man. Come on with it, man. Come on with it.
It's this white dude, this racist, that's degrading our names, and because we believe in this dude so much, we say, oh man, we shouldn't use the word nigga. We shouldn't use the word nigga. Nah, you should always use the word nigga.
What? Huh? Huh? You should always use the word nigger? How is that getting our people out of mental servitude, KRS-One? How? And then, the other part of it is, how come these guys are talking like they know something about the word nigger or whatever, and they didn't even bring up Alim El Bey's article from 2013 in Frontline magazine. Matter of fact, the article was before 2013. This is when it was put on Dr. Alim Bey's website. Remember, Dr. Alim Bey is a Moor, and we told you, we resonate with Moors. We don't listen to black guys try to tell us about what we should be calling ourselves and all that stuff. We're not even hearing them. Let's hear what Dr. Alim Bey has to say, because we keep listening to this stuff, I'm gonna keep getting hot. I'm gonna end up saying something that I don't want to say, and then people are gonna try to sue people for defamation and all that stuff. So let's go to the Moor and deal with this from a Moorish perspective, right? And remember, this is old news. This is old news. And also keep in mind that when you check the etymology of the word nigger, the etymology of the word nigger is Negro, not what they're talking about. Kings and all that stuff, we should always call ourselves nigger. No, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Don't you dare. Right? What do you think Juali told these people? Don't call your brother a nigger. Call him a dirty Moor. Why do you think he say that for? Because that's a term that we should be calling ourselves? If Noble Juali said, hey, if your brother does something messed up, don't call him nigger. Call him a dirty Moor. What's he telling you? How come he didn't call them a term of endearment? Call them the original of the word, because nigger comes back to Negro, which Noble Juali told us that we're not that. And these are the people who our people are riding with, which is why they're still in perpetual slavery right now. Talking about they're going to vote somebody in office who's going to help them. Ain't nobody helping you niggers. No one is helping you. The individual who was supposed to help you came and left already. Matter of fact, they assassinated him. He didn't even leave. And now this is what you're left with. These are your scholars now. Entertainer guys. Sports guys. And then when Moors start talking, people are, why are the Moors talking like that against their people? The Moors are supposed to be in unity and the Moors. And shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. We're not listening to anything that these people are talking about because none of them are in your best interest. All they're about is their pockets. Everybody has a podcast now because they can't go do shows and shit. So now everybody's online raping you that way. They can't sell no albums right now because CDs are obsolete. So now you the download era. And then you're downloading, and credit card buy online and whatever like that. And then Moore's been telling you that this stuff is done. This stuff is over. You better get yourself right. Stop relying on some other people to get you right. You better get yourself right. Because none of these people care about your best interest. They already made their millions or thousands or whatever like that. And they're looking out for their self. Which is why we tell you, like, you know, Chance is going to bring his $3 hats, sell them for 50 notes and make 6 million. And then Brother Sheldon, who's a Moor, Sakina Moor, and he's going to have his own shoe that he designed himself, and he's still trying to sell those. But you guys are going to buy some $3 hats from Chance the Rapper that he's selling you for 50 notes. And tell me that that's not robbery? How is that not robbery? That's the same thing that Nike's doing. The $5 shoes is selling you for $300. How you think they get $1 billion and all that stuff? Because they rob people. I'm not even going to go there. Let's deal with this metaphysical meaning of the N-word that the Moor told these people years ago. Before we were Moors, this was out. Frontline magazine. and honors to the good doctor, Alim El-Bey. Just go to his website, dralimlbey.com, and get yourself wise to the game. Don't let these entertainer whoever's be your leaders. Don't let them be your scholars. I don't care if they call themselves teacher. They're not no teacher if they're calling you black. And if they're calling Europeans white. And they're saying that racism and all that stuff. They're not no teachers. They're perpetuating the same mental slavery BS that your grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother, and whoever else had to deal with. Because they're going to toe the line. Because they're part of the industry. They're not going to tell you how it is. They're going to toe the line so they don't lose their check or they don't lose their whatever. These people are not going to be like Prince and stuff like that, keep their masters. They're not going to be like Jaguar Wright calling out Puffy and calling all these people doing all this pedophilia and child porn and all this stuff like that. They're not going to talk like that when they know they were in the meetings with the stuff going on. You think these people don't know what the industry is a den of pedophilia and sodomy and devil worship and all that stuff? You think they don't know that the hip hop industry turned into that? How did it happen? They did that. The same people who are coming out telling you, oh yeah, you're niggers, make sure you call yourself niggers because that's our word and all that stuff. The same people who allowed all the stuff that Jaguar Wright's talking about to go down. Allowed it. The same people who allowed, right? How is it that 2020 is when these people came to their senses and LL Cool J started up the website, Rock the Bells, so that the icons of hip hop could get something, so we're going to sell some stuff for them. You guys should have did that when you were standing on the Benz and all that stuff. What do you mean right now you're doing that? Right now? You guys just realize that you played yourself and played everybody else? Now people got 360 deals and all that stuff. People got to take it in the ass in order to get a deal and all that, and everything's cool, right? Every single female rapper is a dyke and all this, and you're telling me that something's not wrong here? And then you guys perpetuating it as if the stuff is still going on? The stuff is done. It's been done. When you strayed for the idol gods of Europe and stopped honoring your own, stopped respecting your own, the stuff fell to shit. And now we're in the shit, swimming in the shit, and everybody's talking about stuff's cool. This stuff's not cool. We're in the shit right now up to our neck. How's stuff cool? Shit's going in people's mouth and all that stuff. Oh yeah, this is alright. This is alright. It's just a little shit went in my mouth. It's okay. We'll just, you know what I mean? Pass the shit suit so we could put the shit face mask on and stuff like that so the shit doesn't get in our face and all that. So we're covered. Come on, jump on in and all that stuff. Instead of telling people stay the hell out the shit pool. People playing you. And they're going to keep playing you. That's why we talk how we talk. Because we already know that our people don't want freedom and all that stuff. Our people don't want to be free. Our people love enslavement. They've been trained. They've been socially conditioned to embrace being an African descendant of a slave. Right? Why was Yahshua sent to earth? Why? Why was he sent to earth? You think he was sent to earth to save people? Because when he was sent to earth, there was people before him that was sent to earth to save these niggers. And they murdered them. And what happened to him when he came? Oh, same people. The same people. The same people who he came to save murdered him. That's why the king went and washed his hands and all that stuff, said, this stuff is on you people, because we're telling you that this guy is the son of God or whatever, and you want to put him on cross or whatever, when you know the guy who murdered, saved from ignorance. That's what he came to save you from. And then that's if you go with the Bible stuff. If you don't go with the Bible stuff, then Jesus is the sun, and Jesus walking on water is the sun rising or the sun setting, and then the reflection of the sun on the water is Jesus walking on water. And if you think, that's why he said, greater men are going to come and do stuff better than I did. Obviously, it's not about him. Obviously, he ain't no Christ. If some greater people are going to come after him. Which greater people came after him? Garvey, Drew Ali. All these people came after him. What did they do with them? Assassinate them, trump up charges on them, their own. It wasn't some Europeans or whatever. Their own. Right? Ignorance, period. Not having knowledge. That's why scriptures tell you our people die for a lack of knowledge. So you would think, common sense quickies, you would think you would want to get knowledge. If we hold the scriptures so in such high regard and the word of God and all that stuff, well, the word of God said that our people die for a lack of knowledge. Common sense will tell you, get knowledge so you don't die. If it's the scriptures or whatever like that. Right? And you can't even show me Houdini walking on anything. That's hearsay. You know Houdini walked on water. Walked on what? Everybody knows magic is mind games. Everybody knows magic is mind games. A great magician would tell you, oh yeah, magic, that's mind games. That ain't real. Magic's not real. The only magic's that real is cut the go-ahead, spray the blood or whatever like that, put the nail in the cow tongue, and then watch that guy start choking just because the spirits are attacking him. That's magic. The stuff that you talk about magic would have a wand and all that stuff, that's not real. That's a fiction. Prime example. The wand is made out of a wood from the holly tree. That's why they have that big sign or whatever saying Hollywood. And then nobody gets what's going on. Everybody is out to lunch. Everyone's out to lunch. See, that's the problem. You were told. You didn't go research. You were told that he came to earth to save, to die from the sins and all that stuff. And what Adam and Eve? Adam is atom. A-T-O-M. Eve is evolution. Adam and Eve is the atoms coming together to make the human body, because you came from your mom. You didn't come from some dirt and all that stuff. Anybody telling you came from dirt or whatever, they're full of BS. Just like we said, anybody talking about, hey, Deion Sanders' son, he's the greatest, whatever, and they're not mentioning Pilar, they're a sellout, because they're riding with Deion, who used to beat his wife and who used to beat his children. They're riding with Deion, who his children were L's and Days, and he went on his own reality show and told his children himself, you're not no L or no Day. You're Sanders. But that's who they're going to ride with, though. They're not going to ride with Pilar. They're not going to ride with her. Why? Because she stood up for her nationality and birthrights. And what they do, they threw her under the bus. The whole entertainment people. Just go read Acts 5 verse 10. And Jesus was hung on a tree. So if Jesus was hung on a tree, now do you get why they lynch niggers? Because everybody who looks like us is Christ come again. And all of them got hung on a tree, just like Yahshua did. Ain't no cross. The cross is the crossroads that the devil was going to and fro, devouring the world. They know Jesus died on no cross. That's a fiction. But again, that's what we're told. By who? By the nigger preacher guys, by the nigger pastor guys, by the nigger imams, by the nigger rabbis, by all the nigger whoever's that are perpetuating this European concept, when again, Noble Drew Ali came and told all these Moors in the 1920s, give Christianity back to them, because that is for their salvation. You are a Muslim. And because you're a Muslim, we don't believe that man was born in sin and all that BS. You know, man born in sin. Born in sin for what sin is man born in? Man ain't born in no sin. Life is a beautiful thing. What do you mean? What do you mean born into sin? We're born into messed up conditions because of these nigger leaders who people like to follow. But I don't see Chinese people born into some life of sin. Their shit looks pretty good over there. They got Africa and stuff now. They're building roads for Africa and all that stuff. They look all right. They look all right. What do you mean? Who sent Yahshua? His mom. You mean who sent Yahshua? He came out of his mom. Yahshua came out of vagina. The angels, which was the energies, spoke to his mom, and he was a Christ before he came out the womb. That's why at 13 he was toppling the tables of the money changers. Because what? Because when he came out the womb, he knew what was up. That these people are playing around, talking about houses of worship and all this stuff. And then you got, like we said, you got the goats bleeding in the back. The whole place smells like death or whatever like that. You talk about this is some house of God? What are you talking about? Toppled over the money changers' tables in the church. 13 years old. Find me some 13-year-old right now that's doing that shit. Bet you can't find one. Bet you. Bet you the 13-year-old's on his PS whatever playing goddamn NBA 2K or making some damn TikTok video. How come they're not toppling the table of the money changers? Why? Oh, because their moms messed up. Please telling me some BS about Yahshua. He was a social reformer. He was Malcolm X as Jesus Christ. And then when he came into nationality and birthrights, then he became Yahshua. So he knew that this stuff was BS. When Moors are kidnapped by the Inquisition for ransom, are you able to use United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 10 money, or do they ask for notes? I ain't never been kidnapped by them people. Why? Because I know how they get down. And I'm not putting myself in any position to rely on these backwards ass Moors or whatever to try to do something to get I'm going to keep myself out those people's way, because there's few Moors that I could rely on to say they know what to do if I get kidnapped. So probably best not to get kidnapped by them people. But, you know, Moors want to do their own stuff. We want to do this. We want to do that. We're going to go do this and file this and whatever like that. And then they get into some BS. And then when you do the stuff that, for example, Moor got kidnapped out here, right? We did the habeas corpus, sent it to all the different bodies who are involved with his kidnapping. They didn't do anything. Why didn't they do anything? Because they got him up on some charges that he shouldn't even been in that stuff doing whatever he's doing. Now you want to use the more stuff to save you? No, it doesn't work like that. Since when does it work like that? Since when you're going around using fiat notes, and then now you get kidnapped. Now you want to talk about, oh yeah, Article 1, Section 10, there's no money and all that stuff. What do you mean? You were just using fiat notes yesterday. We got you on tape with the fiat notes on from the camera on the damn bank camera that you took the fiat notes out the machine. Now you're talking about some type of constitution? The hell out of here. These people are not listening to that. Well, and why? Again, because our people love to be told. And what did Noble Drew Ali say? Man knows not by being told. So if man knows not by being told, how come our people get stuck on always getting told stuff and never fact checking everything that they're told? They just take what they're told. Oh yeah, you know, oh Taj said it, so we're just gonna go with it. No, you didn't fact check that. Oh yeah, CMB said it, so we're just gonna go with it because, you know, that's CMB, so we're gonna. You didn't fact check that? Really? You just riding with it? Oh yeah, we're niggers and all that stuff, so we're just gonna go with that. We're niggers. You didn't fact check if we're niggers. You didn't look up the etymology of nigger to see that it means Negro, and really what KRS-One is telling you that you're Negro still. Go, it's okay. Call yourself Negro, no problem. Because, you know, us being Negroes is gonna get us out of the mess that we're in. No, it's not. No, it's not. Drew Ali already cramped that. Drew Ali already destroyed that. Murdered it. It's okay to call ourselves nigger. We should be using that term. Get the hell out of here. Lying to our people. Keeping them in perpetual servitude. Why? So they can get their little check. So they can get their little popularity or whatever like that. Talking crazy. The metaphysical meaning of the N-word, right? Notice he didn't say nigger. Right? Why would he say the metaphysical meaning of the N-word? If the word comes from nigga and all that, then why wouldn't he just say nigger? Oh, because it's some BS. Nigger comes from Negro. Nigger doesn't come from Naga and all that stuff. They jacked the energy of Naga and whatever like that and said nigger. But nigger comes from Negro. And Noble Drew Ali told us that we're not Negro, black or colored. Why? Because we're Moors. But then, you know, you have a guy named Chris Parker or whatever like that telling you about some, you know who you are. When his name's Parker, that's no different than Dred Scott. Oh, Dred Scott talking about, we're free because we're in the state that there's no slavery. Well, your name's Parker. What are you talking about? You're a slave still. And without reservation of your rights, you're just using that. You're not using that as X-relation. You're just using that as if that's who we are. Stop the dumb stuff. Metaphysical meaning of the N-word. And then you can go to Dr. Alim Bey's website and you can read the whole stuff yourself. We're not even going to go through all this because he goes in on the whole stuff so that you're not confused. Like how people were left confused after watching that KRS-One BS. I wrote an article for Frontline magazine 3 years ago called From Mere Men to Super Niggers. In the article, I broke down the actual origin of the word nigger and nigga. and both of them derive from the word Naga. Check. We have two countries in Africa named Niger and Nigeria. Niger is Niger. Has nothing to do with nigger or whatever like that. That's its own entity. Nigger is a created thing in order to keep you in mental perpetual slavery. Because if you were really on game, you would have did what the Moors did and started just saying Naga instead of nigger. You're not going to say nigger. Knowing that nigger comes from Naga, why would you keep saying nigger? Why don't you just start saying Naga then? Oh, but if you do that, then people have to reform their thinking and all that stuff, and our people aren't really there yet. You know what I mean? Just like we were talking with More the other day, that, well, you know, I have to stop saying kids because kids are baby goats. That's just what it is. Nah, the origin of kids is children. So we're just going to keep calling our children kids because the origin of kids is children. But we'll just keep calling them kids because we know what you mean when you say kids. No, you don't. When you say kids, you mean baby goat. Period. That's just what it is. If you want to call your children baby goats, and then goats are synonymous with the devil, and then you don't know why your children are the devilish people on the planet, you can't even sit them down. You got to give them pills to make them sit down. It's probably because you call them kids and you hex them all their life, calling them kids. Think about that. And every store you go to, they have a kids section. And then you keep going to that store knowing that they're putting your children in perpetual servitude by calling them kids in the kids section. But no, kids is the new way that we're going to identify our children because, it doesn't mean baby goats anymore. Just find a baby goat right now. I bet you it's a kid. Bet you. People have been playing you. And forget finance and all that stuff. They're playing you out your mind. Taking your mind from you. Guarantee, if you don't check what Noble Drew Ali brought and start applying some of that stuff that Noble Drew Ali brought, the womb's already starting to be corrupted. You don't have much time left to save this stuff. Because children are already coming out the womb corrupted because of their nigger parents. Children are already coming out of the womb, don't know who they are. That was the last place that you can go learn, because the mom and the father were at least on some type of information. They were together. They were sharing love with each other or whatever like that. So the children to come out of something. Now, women got children. Nigger doesn't care. He just wanted to bust a nut or whatever like that. And then now she's stuck dealing with this life that's growing in her. And then she's under so much stress because she got 7 jobs or whatever like that. And then this guy's not paying his way and all that type of stuff. And then the children comes out here looking just like the dad who she hates or whatever. Now she's going to be hating on this child or whatever all his life. And then they don't get it because, they think they're baby goats or whatever like that. And they're looking out there at the goats, and the goats are just grazing in the field and have no care in the world. So they have no care in the world because they're a baby goat. Why would they have a care in the world? Just go graze in the field. Ain't nothing. All this stuff Drew Ali came to fix. All this stuff Drew Ali came to fix. What did they do? Denied him. Well, hey, he told you. In the 20s, the worst is yet to come. Where we are right now, the worst that came. We're looking at it. We're seeing it out of our own eyes. The worst that came. So honors to all the Moors who have children, are having children, and they're teaching them the truth about their nationality and their birthrights to change this thing around, at least for their children. Anybody else who doesn't want it, hey, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. But like we said, Drew Ali was a mastermind, and he knew exactly what he was doing when he did it. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wasn't here to play games with our people. He was here to take us out of mental servitude and give us economic security, which both of those we lost because we want to be niggers. not knowing that nigger comes from Negro, and then they're telling you some BS about stuff, right? Now, remember what he said, right? And look where he got it from. Remember what KRS said. Look where he got it from. We have two countries in Africa named Niger and Nigeria, but I don't see one damn black person calling the Nigerian or the Nigerian place change your name because it is offensive to us. You may be wondering about nigger and Nigeria is missing the letter G. It really doesn't matter. But if you're looking for the so-called missing G, you can find it in the center of the compass and square of the free and accepted Masonic symbol. Any Mason will tell you. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But anyway, I will. I never took an oath, so fuck them. The letter G means or stands for God, geometry, or government. If you turn the letter G sideways, you will get the similar shape to an eye. Now go to Matthew 6:22, and it states, when thine eye be single, meaning one eye like the Greek myth of Cyclops, who had one single eye in the middle of the center of his forehead, thine whole body will be full of light. These three components, God, geometry, and government, were taken from us and perverted to enslave us. All right.
Because that is the word that defeated them. That's what, imagine a colonist, which is what they are, imperialists and colonists. They coming in your land to steal your stuff. That's their only purpose, okay? So they go there and they say, who's the king? They say the nigger right here. And some call us the nigger, the nega, the naga, and the neggers.
Like we said, if it's really like that, how come none of these so-called black whoever's went to Nigerians and told them, that's a derogatory word, you can't call yourself that, because they're not saying nigger. They're not saying nigger. How come they didn't go to the Philippines and tell these people tear down all the temples of the Nagas? How come? Because they're not saying nigger. They're calling it by its original name. So it doesn't have the derogatory implications attached onto it. Only when you say nigger. Only when you hate masonry or whatever, but you're gonna take the G from the Masonic stuff that the Europeans took, put it on Niger, and start saying nigger. And then you're telling people embrace nigger. People are playing you. You better get your mind right, because they don't care about your mind. They care about their pockets. They care about their reputation. They care about the stuff that doesn't matter. If you matter to yourself, if you matter to your children, I would highly suggest you stop listening to these fuck people and go study. There's many places where you can go to get information, right? Credible information. But the problem with our people is that we don't want to study. You know, they already say niggas don't read. Who doesn't read? Who does they say doesn't read? Blacks don't read, Negroes don't read, niggers don't read, but everybody else reads. How come? Because they're not Negro, black, or colored. That's why they read. But our people, oh no. They'll say that they're nigger, which is a hex. They'll say that they're Negro and black, which is a hex, which puts them in the jurisdiction of not reading. And then they want to know how come stuff happens. Because you don't read. You want to be told stuff. You want to be... It's just like we said with the lectures, right? If you go to a lecture and when dude says something that makes the brain explode and stuff like that, and you look around and all you see is people clapping, you don't see anybody with a notebook taking notes, that's not a lecture. That's a sermon. And sermons never saved our people. Never, ever. And like Brother Taj Tariq Bey says, as soon as you see the guy at the pulpit, know that his job is to pull you in the pit. That's why he's on the pulpit. The guy at the rostrum, if he's at the rostrum and you're sitting in the stands and you're not taking notes, you're just listening to what this guy's saying, guaranteed you're being pulled in the pit. You don't even know that you're getting pulled in the pit. You don't even know that you're getting pulled in the pit. And then now you have people crawling out the pit like Ice Cube or whatever, and then he's trying to do something that none of these Negro leaders did. The only other person to do it, to make a plan, the only other individual to do it, to make a plan, was Amos Wilson when he wrote the blueprint for Black Power. Only other individual to come with a plan. Oh yeah, and Marcus Garvey had a written plan. Here's the plan, follow this and you're going to save yourself. No, they didn't want that. They let all these people get murdered. And then they're going to play little games hating on Ice Cube like he wasn't the best NWA member. Like he wasn't the most conscious of the NWA guys. That's the guy from Higher Learning. That's the guy that made the Death Certificate album and had Uncle Sam stretched out on the table with the toe tag. What you mean? What do you mean you're not riding with him? Oh, because he met with them and all that stuff. Yeah, what are you talking about meeting with them? What you mean? He has a plan. Anybody who's going to assist with the plan to help the people, then that's who he wants to talk with. Anybody else? Get the hell out of here. That's the guy from Higher Learning that had the Olmec head in the house, in the apartment. Oh, you missed the Olmec head? Go back, watch Higher Learning. Why does he have an Olmec head on the bookshelf if he doesn't know what's up? Yeah, he's catering to... Don't forget, that's the guy who started his own league. When you're trying to tell these Negroes, leave the NBA, start your own league, and then they played him because they made him do some 3-on-3 stuff when it was really supposed to be 5-on-5 full court, because that's supposed to be your own league. And not supposed to be no retired, knees hurting ex-NBA players or whatever. It's supposed to be LeBron and those people that's in the big three. And these people should have left the NBA. Nope, but now they got to deal with it. Now they got to deal with it, right? Don't get played. Study, study, study. We're getting the countdown right now. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox and go back to chilling because it's Saturday. And don't forget, no class tomorrow, but we'll have some lives going on sometime throughout the day. Islam to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love to all the mothers, and honors to the Prophet Noble Jew Ali. Islam.